Hello everyone. First off, I'm going to show you a few clips from my video from 2 months ago, and then I'm going to drop some bombshells. You definitely don't want to miss this. But here's a quick reminder of what we were watching for. Is against mass mail-in voting due to the high likeliness of errors and room for ballot tampering. So far, it seems that mail-in voting is the Democrats' best chance at cheating.
We've got to have a massive legal operation. I know the Biden campaign is working on that.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
We have to have poll workers, and I urge people who are able to be a poll worker. We have to have our own teams of people.
Facebook has been holding daily meetings for contingency plans for when the deep state tries to steal the elections. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and other media are also working on post-election strategies as well. Mainstream media has been promoting a theory, or normalizing you to the idea, that President Trump will not accept the results of the election, but this is most likely because they intend to steal it. They have a plan in place, and that's becoming very, very clear. That's evident. The media is engaged in a major psyop against the American people where they frame the president as a sore loser before openly stealing the election from him. This is their plan, and they are making it clear as day. That was from my video 2 months ago. Sounds about right, huh? We knew that this was coming. And we know the amount of voter fraud taking place is massive and undeniable. You think that they would be a little smarter with their voter fraud. But no, it's so blatantly obvious. The media, including most of Fox News, is compliant with hiding the truth right now. Now, I switched mostly to Newsmax, but I do want to show this recent update that was on Fox News this morning. This had General Michael Flynn's attorney. Now, let me read this post of mine from yesterday, and then I will have the bombshell update from General Flynn's attorney right after that. Okay, so from yesterday's post. Now, they claim it was a software error that switched 6,000 votes from Trump to Biden. The Dominion was set up to switch votes in key states. Not to mention that they heavily donate to Democrats. Check on the 80 donations to Act Blue and what Act Blue is. Okay, so it's also very noteworthy that they are funded by the Clinton Foundation under the Clinton Global Foundation, the DeLeon Project. Also, with the Dominion software, Nancy Pelosi's longtime chief of staff is a key executive at that company. Also, Dianne Feinstein's husband, Richard Blum, is a significant shareholder of that company. So you have ties to high Democratic donations, the Clintons, Nancy Pelosi, the Feinsteins. Now listen to this. It's even deeper than that. Check out the information about the algorithms and the calculations on seeing how many votes the computer system needed to glitch and flip. They have direct numbers for direct states, key states at that. Listen to all of this. There's some good gems in here.
Michael Flynn's attorney, she is fighting on the front lines of this battle as part of the president's legal team.
Yes, there has been a massive and coordinated effort to steal this election from we, the people of the United States of America, to delegitimize and destroy votes for Donald Trump, to manufacture votes for Joe Biden. They have done it in every way imaginable, from having dead people vote in massive numbers to absolutely fraudulently creating ballots that exist only voting for Biden. We've identified at least 450,000 ballots in the key states that miraculously only have a mark for Joe Biden on them and no other candidate. If you look at Florida, where things were done right, you can see that that's how the rest of the country should have gone. But they also used an algorithm to calculate the votes they would need to flip, and they used the computers to flip those votes from from Trump to Biden, and from other Republican candidates to their competitors also. I think Doug Collins had the race stolen from him. I think John James had his race stolen from him. It wasn't just President Trump. There were many people affected by this. We have got to fight tooth and nail in federal court to expose this abject fraud and the conspiracy behind it, and get a recount and audits in every place it's needed, which is frankly most of the country.
You say it's 98,000 ballots in Pennsylvania, 80 to 90,000 in Georgia, another 42,000 in Arizona, 69 to 115,000 in Michigan, and 62,000 in Wisconsin. Sydney, if this is true, this appears systemic. Where is the Department of Justice? Where is the AG Bill Barr? If this is so obvious, then why aren't we seeing massive government investigations?
I don't know. We definitely should be. I mean, we're getting reports of all kinds of fraud. We've got getting an affidavit from a postal worker now who talks about having been ordered to backdate ballots. No ballots received after the polls closed on voting day should even be counted. There are at least 3 major federal issues here that will require the Supreme Court to resolve this case. And when the votes are really audited and the real votes are counted, Trump will win. He is the president, and he is in charge of this country.
Sydney, I want to ask you about these algorithms and the Dominion software. I understand Nancy Pelosi has an interest in this company. Let's take a break. We'll come back with that. Welcome back. I'm back with Sydney Powell, who is part of President Trump's legal team in contesting this election. Sydney, we talked about the Dominion software. I know that there were voting irregularities. Tell me about that.
Let's put it mildly. The computer glitches could not and should not have happened at all. That is where the fraud took place, where they were flipping votes in the computer system or adding votes that did not exist. We need an audit of all of the computer systems that played any role in this fraud whatsoever. And, you know, Joe Biden had it right. He said that he had the biggest voter fraud organization ever, and he didn't need people's votes now. He would need people later. They had this all planned, Maria. They had the algorithms. They had the paper ballots waiting to be inserted if and when needed. And notably, President Trump's vote in the blue states went up enormously. That's when they had to stop the vote count and go in and replace votes for Biden and take away Trump votes.
I've never seen voting machines stop in the middle of an election, stop down and assess the situation. I also see reports that Nancy Pelosi's longtime chief of staff is a key executive at that company. Richard Blum, Senator Feinstein's husband, significant shareholder of the company. What can you tell us about the interest on the other side of this Dominion software?
Well, obviously they have invested in it for their own reasons and are using it to commit this fraud to steal votes. I think they've even stolen them from other Democrats in their own party who should be outraged about this also. Bernie Sanders might very well have been the Democratic candidate, but they've stolen against whoever they wanted to steal it from.
Well, there you have it. Connections to the deep state. We knew this would happen, and remember, people who get what they want are often surprised when they also get what they deserve. Okay, so I posted this when Biden claimed victory. It was mistaken for me saying that Biden had won, but make no mistake about it, this was done in a sarcastic light. The media does not get to choose the president. There is nothing official about this. This is a legal battle now. Now, without their glitchy democratic systems, we are ahead in almost all key states. That's not even counting the Sharpie Gate and all the dead voters, or the drops at 3 a.m. giving over 112,000 votes to only one candidate. That candidate being Biden, of course. That's by design. Now, I'll read the post real quick. Notice the quotes around one because I'm being sarcastic. Beijing Biden has just claimed victory. China has won, air quotes, won the U.S. election. This was done fraudulently by cheating. Fortunately, we knew it was coming months ago and hopefully prepared for it. This isn't over despite what they say. This will now be a legal battle. We will have to stand up and fight. America strong. If they get away with this, well, you can kiss the America you know goodbye. How much will you fight for the Constitution? Because it's about to be tested. Stand up. This is really not a victory. His victory is a sham based on fraud, lies, and cheating. It means nothing to me. Stop the steal. Also, I wrote this on election morning. This election has 2 completely different Americas waiting for us at the end of it. One way to communist China, control, dictatorship, censorship, full-term abortions, gun control, corruption, the Green New Deal, doing away with oil and fracking, etc. I want you to remember a time for choosing as you vote. Ronald Reagan. Not too long ago, two friends of mine were talking to a Cuban refugee, a businessman who had escaped from Castro, and in the midst of his story, one of my friends turned to the other and said, "We don't know how lucky we are." And the Cuban stopped and said, "How lucky you are. I had some place to escape to." And in that sentence, he told us the entire story. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. Powerful words there. If we lose our freedom here in America, there is no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. So when America falls, the New World Order will be brought in. A world order with a global governance, a dictatorship. Now, Candace Owens mentions that today's liberals are American communists that wish to partake in the destruction of the Western civilization, and I couldn't agree more. But I'd rather call them authoritarians. Now, please remember that line, though, going forward. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. There is no doubt that Trump and Biden would lead America in almost opposite directions with profound consequences for the future of our country. Here's the thing, though, I'll just call it rise up, could be coming either way. If we fight this and win and take back what is legally ours, the left will have a fit, to say the least. And if they illegally and fraudulently take what is ours, well, we will be the new resistance. Mark Levine says it best.
Let me tell you something. I'm part of the new resistance, God forbid if our president doesn't win. They didn't give this man 1 minute of peace when he was president. Not 1 minute. State criminal investigations, federal criminal investigations, congressional investigation, phony impeachment, coup attempts, the Obama-Biden administration with the FBI spies and all the rest. At no time during the last 4 years did Joe Biden say, "Let's unite around our president." So, Mr. Biden, God forbid if you're president, but I personally intend to treat you the same way Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Jim Acosta, Fredo Cuomo, and all the rest of them treated my president. So I am not uniting around this man any more than they united around our man. But it ain't over till it's over. And let's see what the Supreme Court does, and let's see what happens in these other cases.
It's very close, and quite frankly, I believe it's on the verge of getting a lot closer. Fulton County just came out just within the last hour or so, recognizing that they have a significant issue on reporting that they did on Friday. WXIA, the NBC television affiliate, is already saying that this is significantly going to change the count in favor of President Trump. At the same time, Gwinnett County has come out in the last hour or so indicating that they likewise have some glitches. They are stopping counting because of glitches in the Dominion voting machine system. And of course, we know in Michigan, the glitches up there actually ended up in reversing elections altogether because of the glitches were flipping Republican votes in favor of Biden and down the ticket. So there's a lot yet to go. I anticipate we're going to see some change in numbers right here in Georgia.
Also, we don't want this predictive programming to happen.
Hey, how bad could it be? So vague. So vague.
Okay, I'm going to end this with a few funny things to lighten the mood.
And I hope it can provide some comfort and solace the 230,000 Americans who've lost a loved one to this terrible virus this year.
Make it blue. Merry weather. Make it pink. Make it blue.